Good day, listeners. This is Dr. Bakar Isa Ibrahim here to present last part of Module 6. That is last presentation on ethics and social responsibility. First and the second presentations were made, and this is the last one. As usual, we begin by understanding the learning outcomes, that is, learning outcomes of these slides. In this presentation, the learner should understand the application of business ethics and the social responsibilities to the operations and the success of ventures. While the second aspect is students should learn social responsibility among business organizations in Nigeria. The content of the entire slides limited to application of business ethics and social responsibilities to the operations of and the success of ventures. Social responsibility among business organizations in Nigeria. These are the two contents we are going to see. So let's begin with application of business ethics. When we say application of business ethics, simply means applying it in our daily business, practicing business ethics such as showing concern for others, respect for others, law abiding. So the question is, why do we need to apply business ethics? What are we going to achieve by applying such business ethics? The answer is to make a successful business, a business that will grow, progress, and generate profits. Therefore, application of business ethics has to do with what? Need to make specific judgment on business matters. Judgment like how? Knowing what is right, what is wrong, and doing what is right. Knowing what you ought to do and avoiding what you ought not to do. That is one of the reasons of what applying business ethics in business. Another point is that we need to make decisions on a situation where there may be conflict between the interests of the employee. The interest of what? Commercial enterprise and the interest of what? Society as a whole or in general. So in this case, you will find yourself in a complex situation whereby there is a conflict between the employees or commercial enterprise or any relevant party. So in this case, for example, serving the interests of one party may be detrimental to the others. Example, the entrepreneur's decision may be good for the venture and probably the employees, but against the welfare of the larger society and vice versa. How do you solve this problem? How do you decide on this problem? Is by what? Is by application of business ethics. You know what is right, you know what is wrong. Then you make a decision, you make a right decision. The last point on application of business ethics is what? When business ventures have to generate and succeed, in an environment with conflicting legal or cultural standards. This is a situation where the business is allowed in a particular community, and in other community it is not allowed because of what? Cultural influence. For example, an entrepreneur may be operating a business ventures in a part of the country where child labor is an acceptable practice, as opposed to the situation in the entrepreneur's home state or region where such practice is already applied or accepted. So in this regard, we need to apply business ethics. You need to have the interest or to interact with the community members in order to operate a business that is acceptable in that community for growth and the profits of your investments. So the next is application of social responsibility. It's almost the same thing with the application of business ethics. They have the same purpose, they have the same reason. To have a successful business, to make your business grow and to generate profits. Therefore, social responsibility helps entrepreneurs to successfully operate business ventures. Then in applying our social responsibility, a number of approaches that should be considered includes philanthropy approach. That's number one. The philanthropy approach involves monetary donations, meaning that you can also donate money to the community members or to the host community, and aid given to local organizations and impoverished communities. That is, aid given to local organizations and impoverished communities, making the community dependent. So in this regard, a business entrepreneur may take the philanthropy approach, but with some modifications. That is, whereby an entrepreneur will help the community to develop themselves by involving them in organizing, implementing or planning and implementing the business. So making the community members to be part of the business instead of donating money alone so that they will be dependent on you. That is about philanthropy approach as one of the way of applying social responsibility. Number two is corporate social responsibility approach. Incorporating this approach into the company business strategy may lead to sourcing certain cadres of its manpower from the host community, giving the community members training, giving them capitals in order to produce more manpower from the community, providing more employees from the same communities an entrepreneur is operating. The last one is creating shared value approach. This approach appreciates the need to invest in developing local manpower through scholarship schemes with a view to creating an informed citizenry. That is, good citizens, providing or producing good citizens, giving them a scholarship to go for a particular study, particularly study that will improve your business, assisting them with materials and all they need so that a good people will be brought from the community. So all these are approaches that an entrepreneur can use to boost his business, to gain more profits. So you can employ either of the one or all. Philanthropy approach, whereby you'll be given money and you involve them in the application of the business, in the conducting, planning and implementing all the strategies for corporate social responsibility or creating shared value approach, whereby an entrepreneur will be given scholarships and coming up with the programs that will provide good citizens in a community. So the last part of the presentation is social responsibility among business organizations in Nigeria. This is just an assessment of some of the organizations that apply this social responsibility and improves the standard of the community members. And at the same time, they provide jobs, they provide scholarship, and they provide assistance to many categories of our society and in different locations in Nigeria. So in this regard, we are going to see some of the companies that provide this social responsibility. We have different forms of business, entrepreneurs ranging from small, micro, and medium to large business entrepreneurs. So for this purpose, we are going to see the large business entrepreneurs. We have three sectors. We have oil industry, that is oil sector. We have banking sector. We have manufacturing sector. So in all this, we are going to see some of the contribution made by these oil companies. All these are manufacturers and the banking sectors. For example, when you take oil industry, we have companies like Shell, Chevron, Texaco, ExxonMobil, Total Elf, among others. And other oil transitional corporations are contributing to economic growth and development through community development programs in the following sectors. For example, these are like Shell, ExxonMobil, Chevron, Texaco, Total, etc. They contributed in health, education, transportation, agriculture, among others, in local communities. The companies also contribute to development of education by awarding primary, post-primary, and university scholarships to local people, building classrooms, providing equipment, paying the allowance of post-primary school teachers, and others. The corporation also provides or sponsors training in such basic skills as craftsmanship, joinery, mechanics, tailoring for some communities. Shell also play active role in such other areas as transportation, road construction, building of jetties, donation of speedboats and cars, agriculture, microcredit schemes for farmers, and donation of farming equipment to local communities, training of farmers, electricity, donation of power plants, supply of diesel, and the sinking of water boreholes, amongst others. These are examples of the social responsibility made by the larger entrepreneurs in Nigeria. So also, banks in Nigeria perceive and practice corporate social responsibility as a corporate philanthropy aimed at addressing socio-economic development challenges. So these are the examples of social responsibility we have been talking from the beginning. And all these are achieved through applying what? Business ethics. So business ethics has significant role to play in our businesses and in our life in general. Therefore, it's good to involve ethics in your business. Thank you for listening. Wishing you all the best.